So Caitlin Clark played against the Chicago Sky just there. And we're pretty confident that she got cheap shotted. And there is a sequence of plays that's crazy. And it leads to Caitlin Clark basically telling her team, is it Erica Wheeler, that she wanted to fight Diamond DeShields. I'm not joking. Madness. But before we get on to it, if you guys agree this is just madness, subscribe. We're trying to hit 29.5k by the end of the day. I don't think we're going to hit it, but if we could, that would be absolutely ridiculous. I'm staying up till 8 a.m. to make sure we've got, 9 a.m. to make sure you've got video after video after video. And then I'm going to take a nice long sleep. Tomorrow, I got to do some stuff to do. I'm going to take a nice long sleep on Saturday night to be up for Sunday. But this sequence of play was wild. Like, absolutely, absolutely wild when we are looking at Indiana. So, this is what happened in one of the possessions. This is like, again, a nothing call, really. So, if you're watching what happened here, Diamond DeShields, Caitlin Clark is trying to cut in this position right here. And Diamond DeShields just body checks her. Like, it's a foul. Nothing more, nothing less. It is an off-the-ball foul. She just body checked Caitlin Clark as she's trying to move. It's nothing. It's basketball. It's basketball. And then, Angel Reese, I want to see, because you can hear this in some clips. And this is what Angel Reese says here.
Personal. It's starting to...
She gets a different whistle. Now, I'm going to talk a little more about that in another video. But that is clip numero uno from this. Clip dos is what happens the next possession. And we've all seen it. We've all seen what happened the next possession. Caitlin Clark gets hit from behind. It looks so much worse at other angles. That angle cuts off just how bad, egregious it was from Diamond DeShields. And Caitlin Clark jumps up and runs away from Diamond DeShields. Like, that is still one of my favorite clips ever. She gets clearly cheap shot, and someone after cheap shot is like, oh, sorry, and runs away. This is still one of my favorite clips ever. She just sprints away. And then, like, people are lip reading right here. People are lip reading. And this is what we can see in the lip read from Caitlin Clark. And I want to effing punch her effing face. I think every single, like, lip reading is one thing. Every single person knew what this lip read was. I want to effing punch her effing face. She's not happy. Caitlin Clark is not happy at all with this. And the funniest part is like, again, I don't know what's going on with this guy. I just don't know what's going on. Like, it looks intentional. And we all know that the possession after this, Caitlin Clark got undercut. She got Zaza Pachulia. We watched the game. We all saw that. And now we're seeing Caitlin Clark go at these players. And I'm going to talk about it more in a video. Like, she does not care. Like, as soon as she went to the bench, the first thing she did, she kind of looked around, smirked, and hyped up the crowd. And I'm like, man, Caitlin Clark is that psycho. She is like, there are levels of like, there are levels as far as mentality-wise goes. And I mean that in the best way possible. Caitlin Clark is a psycho. Like, she's not wired like most people. There's a reason why she's as good as she is. She is not wired like the vast majority of people. And it's crazy. And the fact is, I think, had she not been on Tech Watch, I think she might have gone at her. Just like we saw with Vivian's at the start of the year when Caitlin Clark got into it with Vivian's. I think had she not been on suspension watch, she gets up and looks and squares up to Diamond DeShields. I genuinely think she does. And people are like, oh, she doesn't, like, she'll back down from it. It's like, man, Caitlin Clark has There is no way. And again, running away is like, you're not baiting me into a tech. Just ran away from the players. Like, she's making sure as hell that she doesn't get technical foul, or she's not going to get herself suspended. Even though, in fairness, she was probably like on the edge of a technical foul for this entire game. Heck, they gave a technical foul to Aaliyah Boston during halftime. Like, during halftime. I've never seen anything like it. But yeah, we're now seeing Iowa Caitlin Clark back. We're now seeing the biggest trash talker in the league. Well, not biggest. We're now seeing one of the biggest trash talkers in the league. And it's hilarious, even after the game, we're seeing the last time it was Cheryl Swoops and Angel Reese is Sue Bird with Caitlin Clark showing up to the game. But like, yeah, it is a crazy situation, and I can't believe this is the last time we get to see Caitlin Clark play the Sky. There was only one game where Caitlin Clark didn't get hit with a flagrant foul. In 4 games against the Sky, Caitlin Clark was hit with 4 flagrant fouls. Like, in 4 games. That is wild. Like, she was hit with 4 flagrant fouls. I'll have to tweet this out, like. There was only one game where she didn't get hit with a flagrant foul. And it was the one where the Sky won. I actually just can't. It's been so obvious. I would love, again, I think that if she wasn't in the, again, if she wasn't on Tech Watch, I think there would have been, you could have started almost a brawl. If this team weren't on Tech Watch, like, this could have started a brawl. If this happened in men's basketball, like, that is not too much work, too dissimilar to, again, sorry, the Kennedy Carter thing was literally the Jokic on Marcus Morris situation. Like, if you do that, what she did to Caitlin Clark in an NBA game, it starts a brawl. Like, if what happened to Caitlin Clark happens in the NBA game, it starts a brawl. And in fairness, Caitlin Clark wanting to fight is the least that could happen, especially because she felt they went for her ankles earlier in the game. Like, thank God Caitlin Clark is made of rubber. Because if Caitlin Clark was not made of rubber, we saw her get clocked in the shoulder. We saw her getting shoulder charge in the jaw 2 days ago. Like, she's been hit with 3 flagrant fouls in the last 2 games she's played. She's actually been hit with 3 flagrants in the last 2 games. It's wild. And you know what? I wouldn't mind if, like, if the suspension doesn't carry over to the playoffs and something like this happens later in the regular season, to see her go and get herself chucked from a game. It actually wouldn't. I wouldn't hate it. As long as it doesn't hurt her in the playoffs, I would not hate her going and getting herself chucked from a game if she gets foul flagrantly again.